I am live. Welcome to live stream. Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Boy. Ciao, ciao. Welcome to the live stream. What's the time? I started streaming at 9:45. Oh my god, 9:45. That's pretty much late, but uh, oh, Lena, my friend, how are you doing? The other day you said you got scammed or something. How are you doing? Okay, I need a cup. Hey everybody, good to see everyone. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope your Monday is going as planned. And if it's not, let's just, what is it called? Let's just hang out, have a good time. Uh, yep. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Oh my god. Uh, okay. Oh. Okay, I think now you're getting set up here. Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how was your weekend. What's the time where you are at? It's 9:48 p.m. here in Kenya, and today also I didn't stream at 3 p.m. usually, but here we are. I kind of needed to kind of like take a little break, but here we are. We are back. Let me know how everybody is doing. Kindly say hi. Mm. Yeah, so right now it's 9:48 p.m. here in Kenya. So it's already almost at night. What's the temperatures here? Let me check. So let me know what's the temperatures where you are at. How are you holding on? And all those type of stuff. So it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's not so cold, but it's cold. 64 degrees Fahrenheit is cold for us. We are used to to a lot of cold. Okay. Wow, and today there is a game, Brazil versus Japan, 1-1. Brazil versus Japan, 1-1. That's interesting. Brazil versus Japan. I would have bet Japan. I think no, I would have bet Brazil. I think Brazil will win. The Barbie says hi. Hi to you. Good to see you. How are you doing? Uh, welcome back. Welcome back. How are you guys doing? Where are you watching me from? Wow. I'm looking at the teams that are playing. Brazil versus Japan. Brazil. Okay, guys, when you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. We're just getting started, literally. Okay, we have a bunch of questions here, and of course, we're gonna try to have some fun, a little bit of fun, and maybe talk about most topics and all of that. Okay, so we're gonna start with the usual this or that. Uh, Kendrick Bond says hi. Hi, Kendrick. Where are you watching me from? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, and of course we usually start with a little game. Not, I don't know if it's a game or what, this or that. Mark Sharks, Mark Shark. Okay, how are you doing, Mark? Once upon a time, the end. Okay, once upon a time, the end. Once upon a time, the beginning. Once upon a time, the beginning. Okay. Mm. Wow. Oh, Brazil versus. Okay, I thought there was Casimiro. Oh God, are you guys watching the World Cup? Do you find it interesting? Okay, hat or sunglasses? I'm gonna go with sunglasses. I don't find I. I don't. Okay, I don't. I wouldn't say that I don't like hats, but I've never tried them. I feel like sunglasses are awesome. Okay, maybe these for those people where it's hot. You know, out here is not hot, so sunglasses are literally unnecessary. um hats hats also are necessary. Okay, not to mention like Mark says in the beginning, have you seen that? Never mind. Oh, okay. In the beginning, once upon a time there was, oh Lord. Guys, like the live stream, we're just getting started. How we can get started is by saying hi. Of course, we're just, I think, how many minutes in? Okay, not so many minutes in. Okay, hat or sunglasses? Let's start with that. Hat or sunglasses? Of course, I'm going with sunglasses anytime. Okay. Baby Panda says all you need is umbrella, rain and sun. Okay. Can you but I feel like umbrella is really unnecessary. Especially out here when you're seen with an umbrella, it's not like when you, okay, like of course my skin, when maybe I am under the sun, very rare if I get sunburned, very rare. Don't know if black people's skin gets sunburned. Although when I was in Mombasa, it was really hot. And I think I got sunburned a little bit. And also, I didn't bring sunscreen. Unless wind, I'm staying with umbrella. Okay, so umbrella. Uh, Whoa. Okay, okay. I feel like this will be our first question. Can life have meaning without suffering and challenges? Okay. Before I started streaming, I was watching. I was just scrolling on TikTok, and I am kind of like right now. I'm so much interested in off-grid lifestyle. Like whenever I see anything to do with off-gridding, I stop and I start watching because I feel so inspired. And this guy so whatever the story that he gives is like he's homeless, and he decided to build a house in the middle of nowhere in the woods. Okay, not a house, like just a shelter. Okay, and he uses the trees that are available in house. It's not really a house or whatever. Okay, and then he was just talking about why should he pay to exist. Okay, why do we pay rent? That's what the question he was asking. Okay, but I see we pay rent because we are living in somebody else's space. We pay mortgage because somebody else funded our buying of something. Okay, so maybe this question makes sense when I kind of like put it that way. Can life have meaning without suffering and challenges? Mark says, I've never understood why colored folk wear sunglasses indoors. The only race I noticed that do this explanation one day for this would be great. uh, some people wear sunglasses because they have eye problems. And when you talk about colored people, are you talking about black people? Or because me personally, I can only give perspective of a black person. I feel like some people have eye problems, others is just for aesthetics. You know, for me, the first time that I owned my first sunglasses, because I grew up in the village, I wore them all the time. Everywhere that I went, I wore them. Although I never wore them indoors. Maybe that's a stereotype, right? Richard says, "Oh, Richard, how are you doing? Good afternoon and good evening, homie. At work now, turning into your wonderful channel." Oh, thank you, thank you. What's the time out there? I guess I started streaming when it's already almost late for you guys. But Baby Panda says sometimes it's because they wanna be cool. Yeah, it's like a cool thing. It's for looks. For most people, it's for looks. Other people, especially people who are into artists or especially artists, I just feel like it's just maybe a signature look. Mark says, and wearing a hat indoors would make no sense either. Okay, but maybe it would make sense if you're gonna get sunburned, right? It's 2:56 p.m. Wow, it's pretty much afternoon. Okay. Okay, can life have meaning without suffering and challenges? Okay, so I was just wondering, and of course I was giving the scenario of that young man who decided to build a house in the woods. Okay, but it got me wondering, can life have meaning without suffering and challenges? If you live a life without, personally, because I feel like growing up in the village, I kind of have the impression that like life have to be challenging. There has to be suffering, and if I'm not suffering, the other shoe is about to drop, and when it drops, I'm not gonna like it. Okay, let me keep reading. Richard says, and it's 97 degrees. It's super hot. God, how are you keeping yourself not cold, comfortable? How are you keeping yourself comfortable? Mark says, if I tried to wear sunglasses indoors, I would fall down the stairs or see nothing. Really? Maybe the one who wear do have very good eyesight, right? Richard says it's super humid. The air is thick and sticky. I hope to experience that one day. Personally, I consider myself to be like allergic to the sun. Really, although everybody says that Africa is super hot, and we should be the last people to complain about it being hot. But let me tell you, in Kenya, I feel like we lie on the equator, so it's not always hot. Also, it depends with where you live. There's the desert, just like any other country. But honestly, I don't know. I have never had to stay somewhere where it's hot. For example, where I'm at right now is cold, and it's usually like that every other time. Carlos, good afternoon, Brazil. Oh, Brazil, that's nice. Brazil. But you said Boa Tarde. What's the time in Brazil? I don't know if I can be able. Richard says, I'm drinking tons of water and eating a lot of frozen popsicles. Oh, frozen popsicles. I've never had frozen popsicles. Okay, I feel like drinking water will help. Wow. Okay, I don't know what, I feel like 97 degrees is it's hot. But compared to what I'm hearing from people who are saying Netherlands is super hot, wherever is super hot, thank goodness you guys are not burning. Okay. So you guys consider answering the question. Baby Panda says, I hate drinking water if it's not cold. Okay, if it's not cold. Oh, you only want cold. You only want cold water. Okay, cold. Also, personally, I don't enjoy. I don't like drinking water. But recently, drinking water is not an option. It's like a compulsory thing to do. So I like boiling my water to make sure it doesn't have germs and stuff. But Drinking water right now is not something that I get to choose. I have to. It keeps you healthy. Okay. Can life have meaning without suffering? And me in about your life, something you want to talk about. Let's see. Rita says, sweet water snack frozen on a stick is a popsicle. Oh, maybe we call that. And I know I'll say ice cream, and you'll say it's not ice cream, but we call that ice cream. Whether these two types, there's one in like a jar thing, and there's the one. Okay, I see what I know what you're saying. I know you call it popsicle. Okay, why do Americans always have another term for something? Why don't you usually use the English for everybody else? Popsicle. I've never had a popsicle. Okay, seems like you guys are gonna start sending me these things that you're talking about. Popsicle. Wow, that's fun. Okay, America is weird, my friend. Very weird. Like, for example, everybody says water, and you guys say water. Everybody says a bottle of what? A bottle of. Okay, I think that's British people. I was gonna say a bottle of water. Okay. Okay. Next one. Guess you can also ask me questions. Also, you can ask. I like Shabbat also. That's a home. That's at home in the freezer. Shabbat. What's Shabbat? Wow. I don't know what that is. You know, me past partner says everybody says football, you all say soccer. Okay? Why? Everybody says football, you all say soccer. Like, why do you have to be different? Everybody says, can you tell me something that Americans say differently? Everybody say chips. You all say French fries. It's chips. It's chips, not French fries. What else? There's a lot of things. Okay? You know, Lord. There is pronounced in English unless you are a Jeremy Kyle contestant. Water. Water. What? You know what? I wish you guys could also have your sounds, because I would also want to hear how you pronounce these things. Water. Water. I grew up saying water, but recently, because of like having Americans, pardon, I've just tried. I have kind of like taught myself how to say water, like that, because they call football soccer for ways to be different. Rachel says, fruit flavored frozen dessert that sits in between sobat and ice cream is Shabbat. Oh, Lord. Okay. This other thing, crepes. How do I? There's another word for crepes. I think Americans call crepes chips. Why? Okay. Oh, I must go have things to do. Okay. Have a good night. I think so. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's start getting into the real questions or something. Once upon a time, the end. Once upon a time, the beginning. I call them all chips. Okay, but they're not chips. We have chips. Chips is what Americans call French fries. And then, the other ones are crepes, right? Crepes. Okay, you know, we are coming to the end of the month. I think today is the 29th of June, and I think June has 30 days. First of all, this is an end to my birthday month, and of course we are joining into another month. So what's one goal you have the incoming month? Maybe you can use this as a question. Richard said, okay, it's 8 p.m. in London, still early. Okay. Still early. Richard says, when we cut a potato up and fry it in oil, we call it home fries or French fries. That's it. But when we do that in British English, it's chips. Chips is an American motorbike drama. Two cops. Oh, okay, you call that French fries, and we call. I grew up saying chips until I didn't have, because right now I feel like almost because of the type of things that we are consuming, TV shows. Even right now, even in places where, like in Kenya, where we use British English, you'll say, okay, you'll say maybe chips, especially in places touristic, and then chips. So you have to say French fries. Mm. Okay, so we are coming to the end of the month. So, what's one goal you have this month, the incoming month? Uh, okay, I want to stay consistent for the incoming month, especially. Yeah, so I want to lock in, especially when it comes to streaming and stuff and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do. Okay, guys, you can let me know how you're doing. My good name is Womboy. Wow, this thing is so good. Elisha Kipleting. Hi, Elisha. Good to see you. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? What's one goal you have this month? The incoming month. Okay. I feel like because I was super much busy this month, June, it has just flew away from me. Like, flew away from me. I streamed almost every day. Almost. I didn't say every day because, of course. Um, Oh, finishing a book. Okay. The last time that I read a book was I think last year. Richard says one goal I have this month is to remind myself to dress cool, be cool, stay hydrated, and stay healthy. Considering it is the beginning of summer. Ooh, and you know what? That's where it all starts, especially because I feel like when it comes to what we want or what are we looking to forward to, we always want to say this cool stuff, build things, but doesn't it start right there? Stay cool, dress cool. For personally for me today, I did laundry, so which means I'm set for the month. Like when it comes to cleanliness, maybe that helps with staying cool, staying hydrated. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna share. How old are you? I'm 24. I think I'm gonna. My goal for this month is just to lock in with streaming. I want to hit the what is it called? The watch hours. I locked in this month and I hit we got the 1,000 subscribers this month. So locking in on the watch hours. What is wrong with my tongue today? Keep saying things wrong. So locking in on the watch hours and all of that, and maybe to continue knowing people, knowing a lot of people, reaching different places and all of that. So that's the goal on my side. Okay, next question. Okay, what do you how old are you? I'm 24 years old. I turned 24 years old this month. Your voice is fine. Okay, it's not my voice is like, I wanted to say lock in and then I said rock. Baby Father says this summer I'm gonna lock in. Ooh, okay. Lock in. She has a boyfriend. He knows. I think he knows. Uh, what do you consider to be the most important world event of your lifetime? We all know how lucky that man is. Okay, yeah. You guys like to, what is it called? Uh, to gas me up. Okay, and very fortunate to have on boy's heart. Okay, you all like to gas me up. You know. But yeah, I know I have a good heart. I believe I have a good heart. You know, it's one thing when people are telling you that you're something that you know you're not, but I really know that I have a good heart. Um, okay. Wow. I typed something and it disappeared. Baby Panda says, oh, the time I told my nephew that he was adopted, he told my brother on me, so I spat in his face. I told my nephew that he was adopted and he told my brother. Okay. Wow. That's messed up. Why would you do that? Eve Stuart says time to restore order. Okay. Welcome to the chat. Okay, time to restore order. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. My good name is Omboy. So what do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? Okay, also you can let me know what's the time where you are at. No, because like he's annoying. um Gotta go for a bit. Stay cool, homie. Have an awesome show. Okay, thank you, and thank you so much for being so always showing up, always showing up. I noticed that. Thank you so much. You have a good day, and may you have a prosperous day at work. Jack says, "What? Hi, Jack. Good to see you. How are you doing? What do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime?" Oh my God, there's a lot of world events of my lifetime. Okay, oh, there's a lot of things. Uh, I think, let me see. My name says my birth was a pretty important event in my lifetime. Wow. Was it that important? Did you know that you didn't know you are getting born, did you? I don't consider your birth or somebody's birth to be the most important event of your lifetime. I don't know. I don't know. You know, and speaking of which, there's this video that I saw today. There was this old lady saying that children owe their parents uh children owe their parents for giving birth to them. Okay, and then there's this other guy who was saying children do not owe children do not owe their parents anything for giving birth to them. Okay, and the guy was saying, how would you owe somebody that you didn't tell to bring you here? Okay, how they were just having a nice time, and you play adult games, you win adult prizes. Okay, and that was pretty much interesting. It's so funny when you say my birth was pretty much important, but you know what, it's your lifetime. Okay, so okay, it makes sense. End of the Cold War. End of the Cold War. Wow. Oh, you existed. End of the Cold War. Himanshu Boy Dolly says, are you okay? Stop asking questions that I would consider to be creepy or something, you know? Okay, so let me ask you guys these questions. Do you feel like children owe their parents for giving birth to them? Okay, let me type that question. Is the Cold War really over though? You guys tell me. Why do I feel like there's some water that's spilling? my name says feel like I just evolved into something else. It just evolved into something else. Okay. Oh god, like I feel like we are not even in a peaceful world that we would want to be in. Like we still have a long way to go. Attila says, I would consider the most important thing in my lifetime is the fact that we have gotten to the moon after 50 plus years. Ooh, tell me more about that. Gimada Morode says, I'm from Ethiopia. I am a drug addict. I am a Vandam. I'm Chelsea. Okay. Okay, now I feel like you didn't finish the sentence. Oh, the thing translated. You typed it. Okay. Okay, I feel like you didn't finish the sentence. So what was supposed to be the punchline? Okay, is it that you need some advice or whatever? And and then also I don't have expertise in like okay, there's a question here. Do we owe our parents for birthing us? Achila says, I do not owe not even a singular atom to my parents just because they have given birth to me. It was their choice to have me as a child. They decided to raise me and not to let me die. That was their choice. Okay, I feel like we owe our parents when it comes to them raising us and maybe nurturing us to make sure that we grow. But birthing us, I don't feel like we owe our parents for birthing us. First of all, these were just people who were playing some adult games. And here we are. Okay, but I kind of feel like they had the option of just not caring about you, but they did, especially parents who are still supportive even as an adult. They don't have to do that, but they are doing it anyway. But when it comes to owing our parents for giving birth, why would I owe you for feeling good, right? Ashbrian says, hello, my friend. Hello, good to see you. How are you doing? Okay, there's a question. Do we owe our parents for birthing us? Okay, and if you're saying we owe our parents for birthing us, let me know why. If not, let me know why. If you get a chance for a coffee with either Justin Bieber or Selena Gomez, I will go with Gomez. But honestly, I just don't follow them that much. What would you take? Okay, guys, do we owe our parents for birthing us? That's the question that we are looking at right now. Oh my god, I feel so cold. Let me get myself a cup. Mentally says she's going to have a coffee with me. How are you doing mentally, me? Oh, poor Justin. Okay. Oh, you want to have a cup of coffee with? Oh, Lord. I wanna show you all my favorite. Well, forgot to turn the lights off on. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Okay, the question is, do we owe our parents for birthing us? That's the question that we are dealing with right now. Let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Womboy. Okay, do we owe our parents for bathing us? That's the question we are answering right now. Also, you can let me know where you're watching me from. Okay, so this chocolate here, what's the name? Cadbury classic dark chocolate. So these chocolates in Africa, right? Okay, I'm just educating you guys. This chocolate in Africa. Oh. Okay. Attila says, I'm not saying we do not owe our parents. I'm just saying we do not owe our parents just because they have given birth to us, because it was their choice. For it's like for giving us food and clothing. Okay, I feel like, yes, I feel like we shouldn't, it's and I feel like parents should know. Why are you retracting the messages? Or maybe you want to retype them. Okay, what I'm just saying is, yeah, I don't feel like we owe our parents when it comes to them giving birth to us. But it's so traumatic when a parent have to keep saying that, like, oh my god, like, oh, we've given birth to you guys and all of that. First of all, as far as I'm concerned, you guys were just having some fun, and maybe mistakenly or purposely, I don't know, there was a result, and I am the result. So I don't feel like we owe our parents for birthing us, but definitely we do owe them for maybe giving us nutrition, maybe bringing us up. Maybe we owe them for that, but like, why do every parent want to feel like or want to make us feel as if you're paying a debt? Like, you can't pay a debt for something that you didn't borrow. Okay, you can't come and give me something by force. Okay, give me something by force, shove it down my throat, and then start telling me that I need to pay you. No, I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to pay you. Okay, so that's something that I feel like it's something controversial that people are talking about. And yeah, if you are just wondering, that's my opinion. I don't know yours. Okay, do we owe our parents for bathing us? Let me know your opinion. My good name is Omboy. Oh wow. I live in Kenya, and in Kenya there is chocolate, so okay. So there's a time that I was telling my mother that, like, parents expecting children to be forever grateful for bathing them is not even realistic. How can you be grateful for? Okay, if I wasn't brought here, if I was not born, I wouldn't know what life feels like being born or without being born. Okay, so which means I would not have a preference whatsoever. Okay, but because I'm already here, then I don't know what it feels like not to be here until I'm not here. So according to me, or when it comes to this question, do we owe our parents for bathing us? My answer is no. Okay, we had another question. What do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? World events. When oh, the safe zone. Oh, this is Taylor. You changed your name. You changed, you guys. I think I just looked at your profile thing and I saw it. You. How are you doing, Tyler? Good to see you. How did I do that? Wow, I highlighted everything. Okay, Tyler, what's your opinion? Do you think we owe our parents for bathing us? Or is that something that we should even be talking about or even be thinking about? Like, Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. So this is real life from Kenya. Logan says, how to forget my ex. What's your heartbreak recovery tips? Oh, wow. How to forget your ex. How to forget them? First of all, go no contact. Like, okay, and these are just my my little tips here and there. I feel like stop reaching out so that they can feel your absence. Because the moment you keep reaching out, maybe apologizing for things that you didn't do, oh, actually, like, you keep sending messages and then retracting them. Please don't do that. How to forget your ex. I feel like, but how you can forget them is by making sure you're not in contact. Like, the more you keep being available for somebody, the more they cannot appreciate you. So go go completely no contact. Also, another thing, hang around with people, make friends, hang around with people, like, be out there with people. Okay, another thing that maybe you can do is, like, if there's something that you want to do, or like a job wise, maybe hobby, maybe immerse yourself into that. And yeah, and most importantly, okay, it depends. If they were the ones who are supporting you, maybe look for other support systems. Sometimes go back home. I don't know, guys. Give Logan some tips. Actually, I'm waiting for your message. Aspirin says the way to forget an ex is to make a new girlfriend. Okay, and I did not say this. Somebody said how to get over somebody is to get under. How to get over someone is how to get over someone is to get under someone. How to get over a man is to get under a man. Somebody said that. Speak slowly. Oh, you can. I'm fast. Okay, so you. Okay, and this is okay. This is how I speak. I don't know how to slow down. Okay, Achila, I'm waiting for your message. How to get over someone is to get under someone. But maybe I wouldn't advise you. Okay, God, I feel you. Feel you. You did a hug. Wow. What was the situation, if you don't mind sharing? Okay. Wow, why did I hear like these are not? I heard like there was a knock at the door. I'm like, what? Not something that you want to hear, especially when you live alone. Logan says, my friend stole my beautiful girlfriend. I feel so angry, feeling to take revenge, but I'm very soft guy. Don't do it. Don't take revenge. She's the one who's going to lose you, right? Yeah. Cry, just cry, break down as much as you can. Okay, and I'm just saying this stuff, honest. But I honestly believe maybe that works better. Do whatever you can, cry all you want, and all of that. Do not just revenge. You'll find somebody better. Maybe you guys were not meant to be together, right? I feel like these are the stuff that you tell yourself so that you just, because you, at the end of the day, you gotta move on, right? Guys, can you give Logan some tips to get over a heartbreak? Somebody took his girlfriend. I'm just telling him, maybe a way to get over someone is to get under somebody else. Baby Panda says, hey, I'm back. Okay, welcome back. We had a question. Do you guys think we owe our friends Okay, we owe our parents anything for birthing us. Also, we are helping Logan here. He says he's heartbroken. His friend stole his girlfriend. Logan says, I feel coward. I didn't protect her from that bastard guy. But didn't she choose to be with the guy, right? She chose to be with the guy, right? I feel like you have nothing to do with that if she choose to be with the guy. Nah, because they chose to be our friends. Okay, not friends. If we owe our parents for giving birth to us. Okay, like do we kind of like have a debt for our parents bringing us here or like giving birth to us? How's the perception? Okay, I don't feel like you are a coward, Logan, because at the end of the day, you were not supposed. He poisoned her mind. That's why she left me. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. At the end of the day, she chose to go. She chose to believe the things that she believed in, right? Okay. I think I think I think I've only been heartbroken once, maybe. Yeah, I've only been heartbroken once. Okay, not once, actually twice. But the one that I actually cried was once. But I cried the whole night. By the time I woke up, I was just over that dude. Like, Lord, moved on. I cried the whole night, and I remember at that time I did have some roommates. They were just telling me, "What are you crying about? You're just over there." I feel like it's easy when you have friends, especially friends, to make fun of you, telling you. Especially my friend was like, "Oh no, you're crying over that person. That person is not even worth it." And when they tell you stuff like this, you just yeah, you kind of like you kind of feel better. I don't know. Tyler says, Logan, pray about it, brother. Okay. Pull up Logan, you know his house, yeah? No, don't give that advice. He might be putting his life in danger. The ultimate Jubo says Logan is making up stories for attention. Are you making up stories for attention? Okay. Maybe I don't know. Wow. Okay, but I don't think he is because he would have gotten tired. I don't know. But maybe somebody else is going through this and they're not sharing. So it all works out. Somebody will ever watch this and they're heartbroken, and then maybe they will get an encouragement. Yeah. Oh, okay, guys. The question: what do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? You don't know, baby says you don't know his life. The ultimate says, yeah, I do read like a Torah liar. It happened to me, I swear. No, it didn't. It's the way you are, like confident, the ultimate Jew boss. Wow. Okay, what do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? I feel like maybe having a Black American president. Okay, I know he's not completely black, but having a black president in United States, maybe that's the most historical, the most important world events. Yeah, that's an important one, because for me it shows like black people can become anything. Logan says people like ultimate boss is the enemy of life. Okay, hope you guys feel better. Spoiling my peace of mind. Okay. I don't know, I don't know you guys in real life, but I sympathize. It won't matter. All of your president will answer to Israel. Okay, but I feel like the most important world event of my lifetime is like having a black president to be a United States president. That is a nice one, because it gives me it gives me the possibility. Even also having a female run for presidency in United States, that also gives me a hope that you can literally become anything that you set your mind on. Baby parents think, okay, remember my nephew, right? Broke my phone, so I told his mommy she brought me a phone with his piggy bank money, and like my sister paid the other half. Okay, this was will they already do. Okay. Oh, it won't matter. All of your president will answer to Israel. Will they already do? Do they? The ultimate Juba says, pay your taxes and be a good American. We own your country. Oh, so you are okay. So you're from Israel. Is it my fault she left me? I don't think so. If so says, I had a Jewish girlfriend once. All she did was complain. Okay, all she did was complain. Didn't you do anything nice for her? Okay, is it that like your beliefs? I'm assuming you're Christian. Is it that maybe your beliefs and hers are not compatible? Okay. Wow. No, I'm not Jew, bro. I'm just saying dumb stuff. Okay. Yeah, and also let me tell you, if you're watching this and you come from the US, please vote this November. You guys show up. I don't know who are you guys. Which party are you guys voting? Because this time round it has to be about. And I know I'm not American, but I'm just saying, reading from the outside, you guys need to show up this November and vote. Literally, like your life depends on it. L33 says, by world events of your lifetime, what's referring to? And it could be war, it could be, for me, I just said, having a black person as a president, it's one of the, uh, having a black president is what is the most important world events of my lifetime to me, okay? Because it shows me that a black person can become, also having a females, Hillary Clinton, we have Kamala run for presidency, also that gives me some, yeah, some hope in, like, at least this equality that people fought for is finally here. Logan says, what should I do? What I just told you. I feel like what you should do is maybe cut ties with her, stop talking to her. The ultimate Jew says, I'm from Grassland. Grassland? Where is that? Where is that? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. What do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? Okay. And also another world event of our lifetime that will happen if you guys decide to show up this November and vote is you guys showing up and vote. Okay, honestly, right now everybody needs to be talking about people showing up and voting this November, especially you Americans. Okay, we need to end the wars and all of the things that are happening in the world. Okay, let's see. Next question. Grassland. Anywhere can be grassland except Greenland. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. That's okay. That's okay. Uh, I'm tripping, just high on drugs, Okay. Why is she quiet? Honestly, I don't know why I went quiet. I'm typing. Sorry. Okay, drop some tokens. Her stream is going out. Okay, what's a stereotype that turned out to be completely wrong in your experience? Okay, honestly, my stream is usually like slow and stuff, but you know why? Because like it's real life, you know. What's a stereotype that turned out to be completely wrong in your experience? Um, okay, let me give you one of my this some of the stereotypes. Uh, long distance relationships never work. That's a stereotype that I've always had. Like, oh my god, you want to go into a long distance relationship? Uh huh. Good side kid says, "Are you even American?" Does that matter? Does does that matter? School isn't for the weak. Oh, okay. What's a stereotype that turned out to be completely wrong in your experience? School isn't for the weak. Yeah, wait, you're not. Yeah, wait, you're not American? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not American, but I can say, because of course, something that you guys don't realize. Okay, whoever the you Americans vote literally affects almost everybody. Like the war between, um, the war that US joined in, Israel, Iran. Like, look, we need to be electing better people. Okay, I'm not American. Okay, you thought that I was. I am not. I am Kenyan. I am Kenyan. Okay, why does it matter if I'm American? Good side kid. Why does it matter? Okay, what's a stereotype that turned out to be completely wrong in your experience? School isn't for the weak. School isn't for the weak. For me, I feel like long distance relationship don't work. A good side kid says, "I'm glad I'm not American. Imagine living in a country full of immigrants, proud to be Polish. Why? Living in but everybody in America is an immigrant, right? Okay, like why would you say that? Like why would you say that? Polish own the best bars, strong drinks. But see what she's saying is he's, I don't know if he or she, but he's saying that like he's proud to be Polish because in Poland there's no, they don't have a lot of immigrants. Okay, I feel like almost, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. But proud, I'm happy for you for living in a place with no immigrants. Okay, I don't know why people want to like demonize immigrants and all of that. People go to places to look for greener pastures, you know. Wow. Yeah, I feel like that's brutal. That's brutal. Okay, what's a stereotype that turned out to be completely wrong in your experience? I feel like a stereotype that turned out to be wrong is long distance relationships never work. Some fail, but many succeed with trust, communication. Okay, it can work. It varies situation to situations. Okay, it varies situations to situations, right? More tokens. Preach glory to Israel. Preach. What does that mean? Preach glory to Israel. Ooh, thank you for the likes, guys. Let's go through something. Let me know where you're watching me from. You can comment with your country's flag. Also, let me know how you're doing. What's the temperatures where you are at? The ultimate Jew boss says, Poland, I mean, he has 1,000 of years of history, and everyone in Poland is real Ted. So why want an outsider ruining it? Okay, not ruining. I don't feel like. Do you guys feel like immigrants ruin anything? I just feel like immigrants sometimes make life easy because they're willing even to work for less money, for less pay. Also another thing, honestly, I don't feel like immigrants are something else. Okay, we always have immigrants here in Africa. Okay, in Kenya we have a lot of Europeans who come here, and some of them even started life. What if we started doing that? Like, what if we started saying that, like, oh, calling people aliens and all of that? Like, why do we do all of that? Okay, why do we feel like we have to do all of that? But I can see what makes people feel like, okay, immigrants stay at your place, because if they're coming to maybe steal your jobs and all of that. But like, at the end of the day, everybody is human, okay, and everybody should be able to experience being where they want to be at, okay. So at the end of the day, when we pass away, we are just not going to carry the land with us. So why should somebody who is not eating at your place, why should a person who is not eating at your place concern you so much? Saiki says, if you cross the border, you're shot. Not really. I know an African person, I know black people who have immigrated to Poland. Africa is nice, bro. Okay. Okay, but what immigrants are you talking about? I feel like when you talk about immigrants, you're literally talking about everybody. Okay. L3 says, yeah, but the people who don't want immigrants are the same people going over to other countries, like we want them to. Okay, and these are the same people who are tourists. Okay, the same people who are Karens, the same people who are racist, the same people who don't. Okay, I saw somebody running a joke saying that England is getting hot because of immigrants. People, immigrants from Somalia brought the sun with them to England. Okay, that was really funny. I laughed so much. But honestly, can you believe there's people who believe that like immigrants can even change the weather? That's really messed up. Most people here, okay, Eve says, most people here who don't want immigrants can't also afford to go somewhere else. Okay, some of them have never even been inside a plane. And you just hear, oh, immigrants. God, Lord. He says, illegal immigrants and immigrants who don't assimilate, if you're not going to become part of the culture, and if you're not going to at least try to learn Polish, you're not welcome. Okay, and I can see that. But you guys learn other people's language. Let me tell you something. Something that I've realized with people who come to tour Africa. Okay, most of Africans, especially, we are okay. Of course, if I want to sell something to a tourist, I have to at least try and see how I can be able to communicate with you. Okay, but why is it that like we are the ones who have to learn other people's languages all the time? Okay, but see, okay, I see. If I'm gonna go to Germany, I have to learn the German. If I'm going to go to Poland, I should at least try to learn Polish. But the thing is, can I ever fit in, especially as a black person? Can a black person fit in? Or maybe even Latino or other people, can they fit in into your culture? Do you guys have that type of opening? Because I feel like why most people immigrate to England and US is because most countries speak English. Not to mention, in the US there's every type of people. There's every type of people in the US. So like coming to your place would literally be tough. You already feel like nobody wants you. God, I don't know if I would thrive in such a place, to be really honest. Eve says that's why they are stupid, they can't travel. Okay. Ash says hey Ash, good to see you. That's why I stay at home. Okay, God. And to see the perceptions that people have. You know, I saw this lady, she was filming, she was in is it Sweden? I think it was Sweden. Okay, she was riding a train, and wherever she was seated, all the seats around her were empty, but everybody else was standing. There was no seats, but they would rather stand than sit next to her. Like, why? Eve says all you need in English. Why would I learn Polish? They are speaking English there anyway. Okay. But there are people who don't know that. Okay, but do you know even the people who travel here and they don't know English or they don't know the local languages? The locals, because they want to sell something to them, try to see what they can do about that. I don't know. Psyche says not everyone speaks English in Poland, brother. Most Europeans don't speak in English. In Germany, you'll go to places that they don't even know a single English word. I have a friend. I would consider her to be a very good friend of mine. Her name is Anika. She's German. I remember there's a time she was my roommate. I was working at this non-governmental, but we were literally struggling when it comes to speaking. She knew some words, but we were just typing things to each other and translating. But I really like her. She's a nice person. Okay, I was reading. You can come out, but to be honest, no, they are not going to fit in. You are going to be called racial slurs a lot in personality. Okay, personally, like that, I just how it is here. So most probably, if I move to Poland, I'm going to be racially discriminated. Wow, that's sad. No, no, not everyone speaks English in Poland, brother. I'm just on too much American media, and my mom's from the UK. Okay, I know most Europeans don't speak English at all. Jordan Reynas, hey, good to see you. How you get a girlfriend and how you need to know her. How you get a girlfriend and how you need to know her. Oh, I think the guys in the chat can tell us. How do you get a girlfriend and how do you get to know her? Eve says, most people do. You all learn it at an early age. You're speaking English now, dude. Okay, because for example, like for me, how I learn English, how I learned English, or how I'm able to speak English. I have learned English my whole life from nursery school. But at home, I speak other languages, local languages. Okay, and then like I usually watch English shows mostly, so it helps me to improve my talking. And also I make sure sometimes I speak English throughout the day. So, and I feel like English is easy to learn. Side says, come on here. No, we don't, bro. Only in big cities. If so says yes, yes, you are idiot. Sidekick says infrastructure is bad in rural Poland. So you guys are also struggling. And why do you have problems with immigrants coming to your country? Kids in rural don't learn it and speaking English. You're dumb, bro. I just explained to you why you're not listening. Again, in rural Poland, they don't learn English. Okay, wow. You says, right, we all need to speak Polish while you speak English, but the rest of us are dumb. Right? You're very dumb. You're not very bright. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. What I think you're wondering what's going on here is what's going on here. Side kid said that like if I move to Poland, it wouldn't fit me. Like it would be hard. Like people will say racial slurs towards me, and also he said that I have to learn Polish for me to move there. So why don't you just go to the Polish countryside? You say that in English and speak English, see how far you get. Yes, I speak perfect English for the 5th time. Quite far. I've been there. Jeez. No, you haven't, idiot. Oh my god. You definitely not been to Poland. Why are you guys fighting? Okay. Okay. What happened is what happened is like side kid is telling me for me to move to Poland, or to move even to Poland. Anybody to move to Poland, you have to learn Polish. Also, it's not ideal for Black people. So yeah. Prove that I haven't. We have a W against us. Okay, ask this, why are you guys fighting? Okay, let's see this whole thing about immigration and all of that. Okay. Ooh. How you get a girlfriend, how you need to know her, how you get a girlfriend and how you need to know her. Guys, tell Jordan how to get a girlfriend and how you need to know her. I only know Robert Lewandowski. Okay, me too. Me too. Jordan, okay. Idiot says immigrants need to speak Polish or they won't fit in. He doesn't want them in Poland if they don't speak. Well, he speaks English. I've been to Poland, everyone speaks English. Wow. Did you go to the rural areas that he's talking about? How you get... Ash says, if I go to Poland, I'll walk with a Lewandowski jersey. Okay. Wow. I feel like, honestly, if let's say if your country is doing good, I feel like moving to other countries, especially where it's people who don't look like you, honestly, it can traumatize you. Okay, like for example, that way I was saying, I saw this I saw this girl. She was filming that everybody was standing up and there was seat around her. Okay. Okay, I think if there's maybe opportunities that you can do at your place is literally better, maybe. No, they don't. You've been probably to Warsaw. If everyone is speaking English, you are in Warsaw. Again, go to the countryside. I live in Poland. You don't. I'm Polish. You're not. Is it a show off thing? Are you Polish? Show your Polish card. Yeah. Okay. Side kid. If I move to Poland, how long would I need to stay there so that I can become a Polish citizen? You're just trying to rage bait me. I know the reality. You don't know. Okay. If I was to move to Poland, how long would it take for me to be a citizen? Okay. Honestly, because I don't know. I feel like maybe that's not a good place to go, especially because you've already warned me. Okay, now that you've dealt with that guy, I've restored order. Okay. Sidekick says this guy hasn't been to Poland. He says everyone speaks English. Eve says that's right. I'm lying about everyone speaking English in Poland, even you. Wow. Okay. Which country? Okay, let's go with this. Okay, which European country, as a black person, can I move to and maybe not have to deal with a lot of, what is it called, injustice? Like, where can I go to and I'll be seen as human, not as a black person, right? Does that make sense? Me More says, first time meeting your stream and listening to your topic of discussion then made me think of you as a stereotype. But then I realized that during the discussion we were open-minded, so there's hope. Okay, what stereotype did you think of me? Side kid says, yes, you're lying about Poland. Not everyone speaks English. Thomas says, hey, hi Thomas, good to see you. Germany is playing Paraguay soon. I think Germany versus Paraguay. I think Paraguay will win. I can't really say anything about marriage anyway. Single forever. That stereotype that all women are the same. Is this a discussion about language? No, it's not a discussion about language. It's about immigration and immigrants. So side kid is Polish and he's telling us, or he was trying to advise me, if I was to move to Poland, I would have it difficult because I'm black. Also, he did say that I have to learn Polish. Otherwise, I'm not welcome over there. So that's what you're talking about. Eve says, Germany conquered Poland. Good is not in Poland. He's lying. He's not Polish at all. In fact. Yes, it is, because this guy is trying to tell me everyone in my country, Poland, speaks perfect English when they don't. He says Canada because I said that. Law. Oh. Okay, we know. Polish bro is throwing bad at rage bait. Okay, yeah. Okay, you guys. But okay, I asked you, okay. So if I was to move to Poland, where would you advise me to be at? Somewhere that would be maybe safe for me as a black person. He's not in Poland. Oh wow. Oh God, no. Okay. Okay, there was a question, and I think that's the question that brought up this conversation. The question was, what is the most... Okay, what was the question? What do you consider to be the most important world events of your lifetime? I said having a black president, having a black person as a president of United States. Also, seeing women run for political seats. Uh, anyway, that's... What's your name, lady? Oh, the name of the channel is my name. My name is Omboy. I would advise Germany. Okay, have you been to Germany before? Side kid says, yep, I'm not in Poland. I'm just gonna agree. Okay, avoid Poland. We already know. Okay, so you'd advise Germany. Okay, have you been to Germany before? Me, first, you were talking about Christianity being the only way to heaven. You got pissed in the process and claimed me misogynistic. I even forgot about that. The topic of discussion then went totally off topic and misled the viewer. Oh God! First of all, don't get me started on that one again. Okay, but your comment was misogynistic, but but okay, the fact that I've forgotten. See, I don't hold grudges. The fact that I've forgotten, you had to remind me. Sayuki says, but anyways, as a Polish, not everyone speaks English. So if you come, just be aware of that. Everyone speaks English in Poland, including you. That's the part that's getting me. I thought I wasn't in Poland. See, you're just trying to read me. But we all know you're not actually in Poland. So there's that. I thought I wasn't in Poland. Okay. I also... I okay. Okay, so I also don't hold a grudge, but it is best since you forgot. Okay, okay, yeah, I don't hold grudges. Okay, I felt like you were being misogynistic by saying the whatever you said. Okay, we were having a discussion and then you felt the need to say lady. Okay, but I forgot. So welcome back. So name your favorite polka. Favorite polka. I'm gonna restore order, okay? Ooh. Gucci is on it though, okay? Is there a universal purpose in human existence? Okay, side kid says, well, I would just show you my snap map, but can't on YouTube in Poland. Okay, okay. You know, I don't know even why you guys are fighting. Don't fight. Don't fight. But I kind of liked your fight. Is it custom for single young females to live with parents in Kenya? Okay, is it custom for single young females to live with parents in Kenya? Yeah, but it's starting to fade away. More of us are moving out and maybe living by ourselves. Yeah, but it's custom until your husband comes and picks you up from your parents' house. Yeah, it's very much custom to do that. Although right now it also depends on somebody's level of education. Somebody who's gone to campus most probably will want to move out. Yeah. So it is. So is it like that in the US? Do young single females live with their parents? especially before getting married. Side kid says, nah, he's just unloved troll. I got a life, so uh, what happens if you get pregnant outside of marriage? What happens if you get pregnant outside of marriage? Uh, right now, or what used to happen? What used to happen, okay, in my community, that was almost impossible because people used to get married pretty much early, and uh they would know who the father is, okay, and that guy would be forced to like marry her or something because he literally just spilled the drink. That's what we call that, spilling the drink, okay. But right now what happens is like everywhere else, okay, you get pregnant outside of marriage, you keep moving on with life. Maybe you might be lucky to find another person, but sometimes you're not lucky, okay. Yeah, so that's what happens. The ultimate Jubo says, I'm back. Okay, you're back. I think you, I think you missed out. Okay. Yeah. So what happens if you get pregnant outside of marriage? What if it's a white baby? What if it's a white baby? Actually, maybe the better, to be really honest, to be really transparent with you guys, I feel like if it's a white baby, they would even be more loved. I don't know. But see, the problem would be the next person who if in any case, if the next person that you get with, maybe they will think that you are I don't know, towards, this whole thing about sex tourism and all of that. So maybe the next person, maybe you will not get somebody to marry you because they are like, oh, you are even with a white person and you didn't get married to them. uh the ultimate Jubo says, I have been to Poland too, by the way. Not everyone speaks English there. Oh, okay, but but at least where he went, everybody speaks in English. Lol, sure, chewy, chewy. Oh my god, where do you guys get some of these things that you guys say? Okay. What if everybody that he met, but is it okay? Is it okay to force people to learn a language just because? Okay, and honestly, it's clear. So is it okay to force people to learn a language just so that they can move to your country? Is it okay? Or do you just learn how to live with them? The kids think they are clever. Ah, wow. I've never been to Poland. But I wish I would have been to Poland because I've been telling you guys, no, they speak, they don't. The Polish people that I see maybe making videos, they don't speak perfect English, but they definitely speak some English. Wow, backhand. Okay. Is there a universal purpose in human existence? That's the next question. Is there a universal purpose to human existence? Ooh, that's literally a nice question. Okay. Wow. Is there a universal purpose to human existence? And guys, when you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. Also, you can comment with your country's flag. Let me see your country's flag and let me see if I can. No, I have not mastered most flags, so that would be a nice one, a little thing of knowing where you guys. I think we are supposed to have offspring. Oh, you think you're supposed to have? We're supposed to. You think you're okay? So that's the. It's pretty much dictates everything we do. Okay. What if we don't? What if we don't? Is there a universal purpose? Okay, so you say it's having offspring. What if we don't have offsprings? Like in the case where people are choosing not to have offsprings, like people are on purpose choosing not to have children. I Prevailed says, good to see you again, one boy. Good to see you again, I Prevailed. How are you doing? The question that we're doing right now is there a universal purpose in human existence? While Chero Jongs is watching from Kenya, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? When you join the live stream, guys, like the live stream. Also, let me know where you're watching me from. Also, you can comment to the topic. Is there a universal purpose in human existence? I think it drives our behaviors. Okay, what if we don't have offsprings? Okay, Eve says that the universal purpose in human existence is to have offsprings. Okay, and if we don't have offsprings, we have missed the whole purpose of being here. How we look, how we dress, jobs, etc. Wow. How are you? I'm good. How are you doing? Altero says great. Okay, if children maybe were not even part of your plan, what else would you do apart from being a parent? Maybe that's a good question. Okay, because I feel like most people who are parents, or like most people who focus on having offsprings, then you miss. I feel like I feel like there's no universal purpose in human existence. We are here for different reasons, maybe to teach others lessons. Yeah, I don't feel like having children or like bringing up offsprings is the only reason why we are here. What's the time? Why am I already sleepy? It's 11. It's 11:14. 11:14 p.m. Wow. Evolve and reproduce is decided by us too. Wow. Okay, I think I had a network. I had an internet back. Okay. Oh wow, that's a nice way to look at it. Evolution has your internet is troublesome tonight. I know. Am I back? Okay, you know, that's why I want to move to off grid, because I'll have complete control on my internet. Like this one where somebody is providing for you and then you pay them, it's really troublesome. Oh, you're back. Thank you. Okay. So as other animals, evolution has relegated us the objective need to evolve and reproduce. However, subjective purpose is decided by us too. Okay. So did you find my comment? Yeah, I found your comment. Is there a universal purpose in human existence? So, wow. So which means when you look at us as animals, we have an objective to reproduce, to keep the thing going. Wow. Yeah, wow. That's an interesting thing to think about, especially to think about human beings as animals. I don't think we get to think about ourselves as animals often. Okay, I feel like we think about ourselves as human beings, and we kind of miss the whole purpose of us just being animals, intellectual animals. Wow. Sami Hadidan says, how many lines are on your neck? 2 or 3? I don't know. So should we sit here and count how many there are? Sit here and count how many lines I have. Wow. Maybe 3. Let's say 3. What happens? I Prevail says we are not any different from dogs. Our DNA with chimps matches 98.5%. Really? I didn't know that. Wow. So we are just, you know, and I feel like that's when our animal behavior comes out. You know how our animal you know, I feel like it's just because we are intellectual beings. Our animal behaviors comes out during sexual activities, it comes, our animal behavior or like our animal nature comes out when we are upset with somebody. See, like when you see somebody being upset with others, maybe even the type of jealous animals, like we are literally the same. Interesting. And also we can speak, but don't animals also have their languages? Okay. Okay, next question, but we can keep also commenting on that. What if you could instantly learn any skill? What would it be? Yeah, thinking about myself as an animal does not help. Yeah. What if you could instantly, okay, let me read. I Prevail says, we are more intellectual because we had more time to evolve, or that something in our DNA triggered evolution to occur much faster than our cousins, the chimps and monkeys. Okay, wow. Mm. Wow. So we match 98.5%. Okay. That explains why even when you look at how they handle their children, literally like humans, when you look at yeah, yeah. But it's only like for us, we have some courtesy. We've learned a lot of courtesy along the way. We've learned a lot of uh also for human beings, we can be able to regulate how many offsprings we have, but animals cannot do that, can they? Lina says hi. Hi, good to see you, Linus. How are you doing? What was the question that we are answering right now? I think I pinned your comment. I pinned I Prevailed comment. I Prevailed is such a, is this maybe D, such a deep name, like, okay, it's deep in the sense of like you prevailed, I prevailed, you prevailed something. That's nice. uh okay, is there a universal purpose to human existence? That's what we are answering right now. Is there a universal purpose to human existence? Eve says maybe it's reproduction. Yeah, and I Prevail is talking about the fact that we are literally animals. Yeah, so maybe reproduction is the sole purpose of us being here. So if you don't fulfill that purpose of reproduction, then you're missing out. Do your parents prefer that you marry a Kenyan man, or would they be okay if you met a white American man? I don't think they have a preference. First of all, like I am already dating a black American, so I don't think they have a preference really. Maybe whatever is best for me at the end of the day. I'm pretty much stubborn and I can't be told. I can be told, but I'm pretty much stubborn. See, with other people, their parents tell them, okay, don't get married to this person, get married to this person. The only thing that my parents can do is maybe give me their thoughts about what they think about a particular person. But whoever I choose to go with, that's absolutely my choice. Okay? Yeah. Okay, in general, what do most Kenyans prefer? What would most Kenyan parents prefer? Meet a maybe most parents would prefer the white American man. You know why? Because still, there's just that whole mentality about, white supremacy and all of that. So most probably they would prefer white American man. But I don't think my parents would force me into, or would prefer anything. As far as it's all about if I'm interested or if I'm not. It's all about me, literally. If you could instantly learn any skill, what would it be? Okay, but that's maybe having a preference. Is it okay if you're a black person to have a preference of wanting to be with to be with a white person? Is it okay to have a preference? Okay, it's one thing if you are just hanging out and you guys met with no purpose, but is it nice? Doesn't that show maybe you're not interested, you're not appreciating your race, or maybe you don't love yourself? What do you guys think about that? Because I honestly feel like when you tell, if you even tell somebody that that's what you prefer, even everybody will be like, okay, you don't love yourself to learn any skill. What would it be? Okay, yeah, I keep thinking about a world where uh I keep thinking about a world where we all look similar. If it's black, everybody is black in the whole world. I don't know what we would be looking down on each other, or like what we would be fighting about, or what would be our difference. But I keep, wow. Okay, or anyway, that's how I look like in real life with no lighting. Wow. I'm also, uh, okay. I prevail says, I admire your intelligence. You are capable of distinguishing when our animalistic instincts reveal our reveal themselves. Okay. Okay, but isn't that obvious? Human beings, we tend to think that, okay, you know what, we are literally civilized, we are not like animals. But doesn't that show up during those times, especially sexually and all of that? In the past, we were all dark. In the past, we were all dark brown. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Then what happened? Then what happened? I don't believe that. Do you guys believe that we were all dark brown? Dark brown. If to assist, I would significantly improve my math skills, calculus, that sort of thing. Why would you if you're not in school? Okay, science proves it. Wow. Okay, I can see why. I can see in the future, I can see us being one color because people are intermarrying and having children and all of that thing. So I can see us eventually being one color, but I don't think that anyone was. I don't think we were all dark brown. We all had the same color. Then what happened? Okay, what happened? I have seen people with such joys, but I've never read because I felt like it was something just so that we can feel like we've always looked similar. But I don't know. We have the same color. Wow! But can you imagine a world where we all have the same color? What happened? Ooh, a world where we all had the same color. Yeah. I prevail says pigmentation changes due to several factors. The main one being UV exposure. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about. You know what? I'm going to research. Okay. Let me research. Let me research right now. While we. How do you write? How do you write? I just lost interest. I don't like getting tired. I don't like hard work. Okay, maybe this is hard, but I just you see, like braiding hair, one after the other one is literally hard. So if I could instantly learn something, I would like to learn how to braid hair. Met Neanderthals in Europe. Met Neanderthals in Europe. Okay, can you please expound on that? I would literally love to, yeah, I think maybe I've been so much ignorant on this topic. Even after Chernobyl in Ukraine, the frogs, after several decades, have now shown to be darkening due to radiational exposure. It's the only way for them to survive. Oh, so you adapt to survive the weather. Okay. But I did, like, for example, where I grew up, it was never hot. Why would I be dark then? Perhaps in Poland. Okay. Yeah, perhaps in Poland. Ooh, Met Neanderthals in Europe. Wow, so the sun causes people to the heat and UV exposure ain't the same thing. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I remember. Wow. Okay, is it bad if I ask? Does that mean, even the whole thing about Neanderthal and all of that? Oh wow. Mm-hmm. A member of an extinct species of human that was widely distributed uh, in Europe. Wow. I lost 2 day trades today. 2 day trades. Oh, you do trading? You do trading, day trading? Wow, that's okay. Let me know because before I even start sympathizing, is it day trading or what? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I've always wanted to like do trade. Oh my God, how do you recover that? I've always wanted to do like trading, but I feel like there's more risks. But you have maybe to take risks. Okay. I trade futures. Wow. Okay. Was that a huge one? Like what you lost, was it like something that you cannot recover, or is it something that you can recover? It's risk. Eve, I prevailed says to Eve, I had 10 positions from the weekend and I made money from 5 of them. The others are still running in profit. Hey, you guys teach me teach me how to trade. How do you do it? Okay, but when I was in university, I knew somebody who was a trader. Okay, it was risky. He could lose money, but I think that's the whole point. You lose money, you gain money sometimes. So yeah, buy low, sell high. Okay, yeah. I don't think that I'm a risk taker. Uh, I'm not a risk taker. Like, if I lost, oh God, maybe I would sleep for a whole month in disbelief. I don't know if that is even allowed to be said. YouTube is literally so sensitive. You don't even know what you're allowed to say. Um, I previously, I'm a jobless mom living with their parents, but make money when I sleep. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay, but I see what. But you guys, it's not like you're jobless, not mom. Not. Oh, you're not a mom. Why would your keyboard do that? Because I got the impression that you are a man from all this time that you've joined my live stream, and then you come back with mom, living with their parents but make money while they sleep. Okay, God, that's what we are looking for. Honestly, like I want to be as remote as possible because, okay, I don't think, man. Okay. um. I've been using you now in this one I'm gonna be what I just don't know anything. I've been using your volume profile and mean reversion strategies. Ooh, wow. Okay. Ah, yeah. Maybe I would like to do trading because I feel like it gives you a lot of, what is it called, freedom and space. But also the part of being a risk taker is the one that, like, how do you just take risks and then What if you lose a significant amount of money that you can't recover? What do you do in that case? Previous is I only trade using fractals. It's the only thing that works. Plus, it's all over nature. Oh, okay. Wow, you guys are even sharing tips now. Okay. Wow. Now that I feel like the conversation is too intellectual for me now. I used to work with kids, okay? How? Ooh, maybe I need to start trading so that we can be having a conversation here. Yes, I would relocate for love. Uh okay, what if it doesn't work out? You move someplace and then it doesn't work out. Oh, you might. Why not? I don't know. Okay. Okay, you don't know because you're not in that situation. Okay, would you relocate? Is it a good move? Okay, let's start there. Is it a good move to relocate for love? Is it a good move to relocate for love? Personally, yes, but I can see the risks. If it doesn't work out, then I make it work out. How do you make it work? Okay, first of all, you've uprooted your life where you're from. When you're moving to somebody, you're kind of like preparing. It's like you're really going, okay? So you've uprooted your life for somebody, and then you come to find, like, then it doesn't work out. How do you heal? How do you heal from that? Especially if you made a lot of changes in your life for somebody, you moved with them and all of that, okay? I think I would, or I'm very uh, fucking optimistic. I never give up, never. Okay, you never give up. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, which means if it doesn't work out, you make it work out. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Wow. I feel like relocating or moving to somebody for love is literally a huge sacrifice. Not to mention you're leaving your family behind. You're going into a new culture, a place that you've never been to before. I just feel like that can be complicated. But would I? If it's broken, you can fix it. But can you okay, you can only fix it with if the other person is willing to fix it, because when it comes to relationships, it's not about one person, it's about two people. Okay, so would I relocate for love? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but I would move with the thought of like, oh my god, it might you're making a sacrifice. You're making a sacrifice for somebody, and you don't really know if it will be appreciated or not. Only if your partner is willing. Yeah, that's it. If you're that only if your partner is willing, because I wouldn't move to Poland for love. Okay, God, and uh especially, okay, I feel like as far as we're saying yes, it depends where. Okay, these places that maybe is not even safe, especially depending, we want to act as if like we are living in a good place, like everybody is so friendly. We want to work like that, but especially as a black person, not to be a victim, but as a black person, you kind of have to think, or maybe the other person is the one that should move to your country, because most probably they're not gonna be profiled or anything. Yeah, you would think it's funny, but as a black person, you kind of have to think twice. uh but sometimes they need convincing. Okay, yeah, maybe the man need to do the convincing. Yeah. Yeah, but I always wonder what goes on in people's mind when you've taken an airplane, you're going to be with somebody, like, and you've uprooted your life, but maybe for love. One boy, do a dance. Do a dance. I don't know how to dance. Maybe one day, maybe I'll teach myself how to dance and then I'll come on here and I'll dance. Do you believe blood is thicker than water? Water. Do you believe blood is thicker than water? And we are literally winding up. Oh, Germany versus Paraguay. Do you think I Prevail said, if ketchup is thicker than water, then so is blood. Okay, but I hope you know in what sense that I'm saying that somebody that you're blood related is like, even if it doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter their character, blood is thicker than water. Like, you will always be there for them no matter what. Doesn't matter what they do, doesn't matter what they say, blood is thicker than water. Do you believe that? I feel like that's something that we pretty much believe in here in Africa, especially in Kenya. It's pretty much something that it's literally forced down your throat, like blood is thicker than water. You have to family is an illusion, but it's not. Okay, you have family because I must drop. Okay, see you next time. Okay, family is an illusion, but I don't think it is. I don't think family is an illusion because you are born into a family. Like, you have parents, you have brothers and sisters, and maybe cousins, Okay. Do you think blood is thicker than water? Okay. Okay. At this point in my life, I don't think blood is thicker than water. Maybe because of the experiences that I have had, and also I've seen sometimes you're willing to do everything. Okay. Do they love you unconditionally? And that's the point that I was gonna get to. Like, maybe sometimes you're willing to do everything for them, but they're not willing to do that. So you can ride to the mountain and back, but they don't care. So at this point, I don't think blood is thicker than water. I think even sometimes friends can even be more helpful or even more intentional than family. Okay, do they love you unconditionally? I don't think so. Okay, so 2 minutes to 2 hours. If I can't get unconditional love from anyone, then I don't want it. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they are blood or not. If it's not unconditional, then nope, thank you. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's pretty much it's you're kind of like forced or like told you're supposed to be this or that. But if somebody is not being that to you, does it really matter? Maybe not. Okay, I think we are going to drop the conversation right now. I'm literally sleepy. It's 2 minutes. I usually stream until maybe 2 a.m. But honestly, like, the energy, I kind of need to relax and all of that. I've been doing laundry today. So, so tomorrow I'm going to be streaming 3 p.m. Kenya time and also the usual time right now. So, hope you guys will have yourself a good day. Then tell your friend to come to Kenya so we can see him. Tell my friend. Halafu kuambia akuje Kenya. Oh, okay, the thing translated. Okay, most probably you will not see him. I don't like that type of but yeah, most probably you'll not see him. Maybe he's such a private person, but yeah, maybe one day. Okay, so you guys, okay. Oh God, So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you continue engaging with the content. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out. Thank you for the conversations. I wish you to the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you keep working harder on yourself than you do on your job. Yes, yes. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.